All right, thank you. I'm so excited to be here and to see so many women that are excited about STEM degrees. I'm going to talk to you briefly about some of the early career mentoring capabilities. So what was my path? So I received a PhD in mechanical engineering from Brigham Young University. I then went on to work for the Boeing company where I worked in aerospace. I worked for ATK where I, yes, indeed, a rocket scientist right here in front of you. But I've also, because I was in a STEM degree, I got to do more than just one field. I moved over and actually worked in R&D for infusion devices and X-ray imaging devices. So I can encapsulate my career by saying I've protected lives, I've saved lives. I now teach at Utah Valley University, so hopefully I'm impacting lives. STEM is cool, okay? So what was my path? I got to do some really cool things. I rose up in management, protecting lives, saving lives, and I've traveled the world with my career. I've hit every continent but Antarctica. Really kind of fun, right? STEM gives you a ton of opportunities. And I would love to say that it's always like this flat, level path through a bamboo forest where at the end there's a waterfall waiting for you. Okay, but you've kind of heard a little bit that no, sometimes it looks like this, right? It can be Wainupichu, where you're not even sure where that path is going to take you. But as you look, you're like, wow, that's a tall mountain. What am I going to do? Mentoring will help you through this, okay? You've heard a couple of examples. I transferred from a small little university, Idaho State University, to Brigham Young University for my last year of schooling for undergraduate. With that, 200 plus men, all several years older than me, and me, right? It was intimidating. It was a little bit scary. But I found an amazing mentor that, yes, happened to be a man, and that's all right. But he was somebody that had been in industry. He had a PhD. And it was somebody that was a path that I wanted to follow. And he was able to go through and provide me some guidance and directions, which allowed me to be able to overcome some of these challenges. He allowed me to climb over those mountains and be successful, okay? When I transferred through my early career after school to Boeing, I was also created some challenge where I was one of very few, but I was able to be paired with a female executive, vice president of Boeing, who had grown up in engineering. This was exactly the path that I had wanted and started. And it was amazing and great to be able to have her guidance throughout my career. Here's a small example. I worked for the Boeing company. At the Boeing company, there's a lot of manufacturing, right? All of our suppliers, all of our customers, tons of manufacturing. She gave me one piece of advice. There's graded stairs in every manufacturing plant in the world. Do not wear high heels. She helped me avoid mountains, right? I didn't have to worry about that. Somebody gave me some information that not a lot of men would think about, right, to help me to be successful. Now, certainly that's maybe a little bit trivial, but still a very valuable and great point. And both of these mentors I continue to talk with. In fact, within the last 3 months, I have spoken with both of these individuals on some career advice and how to move forward. So finding people is important. So with that, here's a couple of ideas for you as you're starting to get involved in this program to think about, right? What do you want out of a mentoring relationship, okay? Is it career advice? Is it technical advice? Is it knowledge? What is it? And as you're going through and trying to find this right person, ask for recommendations. Women Tech Council is here to be able to provide you with a plethora of individuals with a lot of background that can help you. Figure out, what is it that you want, and do they have the right skill set? For example, if you're thinking about getting a PhD, you can talk to me. You're interested in getting an MBA, we just saw that Sarah has an MBA. We have a lot of resources. And then certainly meeting and interacting with that person, because at times it does come down to chemistry. The other points I want to talk about is, as you're coming up with this, is when you're setting up these sort of mentoring relationships, and it's certainly going to be more than one person, right? Be clear on why you're meeting, how often and how you want to meet, remembering that these individuals are busy individuals, and always be grateful. And with that, I'm here to tell you that, yeah, maybe we've scared you a little bit because we've all told you that there's challenges, but we're real, right? But we also want you to realize that you can be extremely successful, and we want to see all of you not only graduate in STEM, but we want to see you continue on in industry and do well. Thank you.